Hello, and welcome to another edition of One Bad Veggies Root Beer Review.
Où dans cette revue, on découvre si Johnnie Ryan est une bonne ou une mauvaise racinette.
So yeah, this review is Johnnie Ryan Root Beer. Johnnie Ryan is a soda company based out of Niagara Falls, which I assume is the reason why there's so much French on the bottling and labeling and stuff like that, because it's so close to Canada. And, Niagara Falls is kind of shared between Canada and the States, so it makes a lot of sense. It is bottled and made in the United States in the New York side of Niagara Falls. The company is family owned, says since 1935, so it's gone through a few generations of the family that owns it, who I think are the Janik family, which is weird. Why would you call your root beer Johnnie Ryan? But I guess maybe it's just a cool name or something like that. But yeah, still, as far as I know, still owned by the Janiks, not owned by any other major soda company or anything like that. So yeah, just a little bit of history there. Let's go ahead and get into the ingredients. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the ingredients, which should be appearing right here. And nothing special about the ingredients, the very most basic of ingredients. The only thing to take note of, that I always take note of, is that the preservatives are listed higher than the flavoring, which I don't know how to feel about that still to this day. It's still one of those things where it's like, wow, there's more preservatives than there are flavors in it. That's kind of crazy, but whatever. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bottle, which actually, if I was to say if anything was the star of this thing, it's that bottle. That bottle is really cool. I like the bottle. Almost gives it kind of like a champagne sort of fancy look to the drink. The font and everything kind of gives like a late 50s, early 60s kind of vibe. I like and it's weird because the French that's listed on it almost makes it seem even more fancy too. Given with the champagne kind of look of the glass and everything like that. Even the logo almost gives kind of like a very retro vibe, and then that nice Ryan family crest, which is still weird because it's not the Ryan family that makes it, it's the Janik family that's made it, always has made it. That's kind of funny. But no, I like the vibe that this bottle gives off. It really does almost give it kind of like a premium look that just by the labeling and stuff like that, it's kind of neat how that works. But otherwise, yeah, that's really all there is to say about the ingredients and the bottle and everything. So let's go ahead and crack it open and get ourselves a little bit of the scent. All right, let's go ahead and crack it open. And the funny part is if you can see right here, let's see if I can get to focus for a second. You can see it's even got a little marker just to let me know that it's a twist top, so that way I don't, still probably gonna end up using the bottle opener because my hands are soft. Yes, my hands are soft. Let's go ahead and use a bottle opener. I just need it to crack it just a little bit because of my soft girlish hands. All right, let's go ahead and nothing sticks out with it. Let me give it a second shot. Let me go here. I will say it's strongly sweet. Like when I have it here, I can already kind of smell the sugar, which not a bad thing, especially, it's a soda. What do you expect? Having issues getting the cap back on right now. You probably hear me struggling with it because I'm holding it right under the microphone. There we go. The cap's back on. But no, it's strong sweetness. Nothing of note in the background scents or anything like that. It just kind of smells like a normal root beer. No overpowering anise, no overpowering vanilla, nothing sticking out as of now. But that's not to say that it won't be there in the flavor. So let's go ahead and get into the pour and the foam. Once again, appearing for the umpteenth time, the old trusty mug. Umpteenth. It's, what are we on? Review number 97. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and see how it looks. Well, it did have a nice little foam on top of it, but it did kind of just disappear there. So there's really not going to be anything to taste as far as that goes. Um, so, which is fine. Again, as I always say, the pouring the foam section is kind of more of an aesthetic sort of exercise more than a taste exercise. And so I'm always curious about the foam just because, who knows what kind of flavors are hidden inside the foam, but not a big deal. So let's go ahead and I guess just get into the taste test, right? And as always, thumbs up. So the flavor of this one, how do I put it? It's good. I'll put that right off the top. It's a good. I like this one. But how would I describe the flavor? The flavor is kind of standard, maybe a little sweeter than standard even, I would say. It's got a good aftertaste. It's got a nice vanilla aftertaste. When I took my first drink, I got kind of excited because I could have sworn, kind of like last week, there was like a molasses tinge to it, but that kind of went away after the first drink. I don't know what that was necessarily. Maybe it's just kind of the way it kind of hits the tongue at first. It kind of gives that kind of thing. But it was very positive first drink. And then every drink after that was still good, but it just wasn't as effective as that first one. Very strange. What else can I say about it? Because I do think it's very good, and I don't want to necessarily just sit here and be like, oh, it's pretty standard. It's pretty but it does kind of hit a lot of the things that I like, especially in root beers. In fact, I think I'm gonna have a hard time grading this one because it's more than a case of, well, I don't want to get too far into kind of like how I'm going to grade it just yet. Let me go ahead and get into the grading section. Before I do that, maybe I can find something else to kind of say about the flavor, but there really isn't a whole lot to say about it other than in my opinion, it's a very, very good standard sort of root beer. Like, if I was going to a store and I had a selection of a bunch of normal standard kind of root beers, I might go for this one above the other ones, which is why I think I'm gonna have a hard time kind of deciding what I want to grade this one. So take some time to think, and then I'm gonna go ahead and come back and we can give it a letter grade. All right. I'm still I think I'm gonna kind of grade this one off the top of my head because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it, and I'm still kind of struggling about what I think I should give it. And like I said, the main reason for that isn't because it's bad, it's because it is good. And the question is like I said, it's kind of just a standard flavor, but there's something about it that I really like. And so does that mean I just give it a C with the caveat of it's a very good C, or do I give it a B because I think it's a little above your normal standard? I think if I gave it a B, that would be unfair to other root beers that I've kind of graded as a C in the past, because my usual thing is like, with a B, it's kind of an exceptional flavor, right? With an A, it's kind of going above and beyond and doing something different and being exceptional. And I don't necessarily want to go ahead and say that this is a C or this is a B, sorry, because I don't think it's quite going above and beyond. I do think it's very, very good for what it is, though. So I think that's why I'm going to give it a C. And I'm giving it a C because there really isn't anything I can point out and be like, that's particularly special or good or something like that. I just think that in this case, it's got an excellent mixture that is really good for a standard root beer. But it doesn't go beyond anything like that. But like I said, if I was at a store and I had a bunch of selection, if I took all my C grade root beers that I've ever reviewed and I had them all lined up and someone was like, okay, take one of these home with you, I might pick this one because I do think it's a little, there's something about it that I just like a little bit better than your average C. So it's like, if I was giving C pluses, I would give this one a C plus, but I don't do that. So yeah, C. So that's it for this review, and as you can see, I've done a little bit of remodeling back there. If you can let me go ahead and check this out. There you go. You can get a good look at my collection, which, you know, if you've never noticed before, hold on a second. Let me see if I can show you this real quick. If you've never noticed in the past, let me go ahead and transition over here. The cup holders I use, or the glass holders, or whatever, you know, not cup holders. Here's a normal word. It's coming to me. Anyway, coasters, that's the word I'm looking for. The coasters I use are, you know, horror themed. I'm a big horror movie fan, but of course, anyone who knows me knows that Halloween is probably my favorite movie. Definitely my favorite horror movie. Maybe favorite movie isn't quite the right answer. I might say it, you know how someone might say like their favorite movie is like The Godfather, right? And it's like, is The Godfather really your favorite movie, or is it just kind of the best movie you've ever seen? You know, there's a distinct difference between those two things. Your favorite movie might not be the best movie you've ever seen, if that makes sense. And you know it does, because I know it does, so we know it does. Other than that, anyway, I brought that point up that I got the masks back here now because I forgot, because this used to be the same back when it was in these reviews were done in the other room and I had the masks on a different display, that I have to constantly keep on adjusting the camera to make sure it's focused on my face, because it loves to focus on the faces back there, which is kind of creepy. But hey, you know what? There are a bunch of Halloween masks, so yes, it's creepy. Anyway, that's it for this one, and I hope you had a good time.